I did not plan to survive history. I thought truth, once spoken, would be enough. I thought if I stood in the light and named what was being done, the world would correct itself. That was my first mistake. I was there when the order was born, though it did not yet have a name. It did not call itself evil. It did not wear armor. It wore certainty. It sat in marble halls and called itself reasonable. It spoke of unity while cutting memory into pieces small enough to control. It said it was protecting the world from chaos when what it feared was difference. They did not hate God. They feared a God that spoke in many voices. They did not fear magic. They feared inheritance. I watched them decide which stories were too dangerous to survive, not because they were false, but because they were shared. They believed truth should move in straight lines, from ruler to subject, from father to son, from center to edge. The circle frightened them because it moved differently. The circle did not begin as resistance. It began as care. People remembering each other when the world forgot. People carrying grief that did not belong to them alone. People listening across time. The circle was never an organization. It was a pattern, a way memory survived when power tried to starve it. That is why the order had to break it. They learned early that you do not destroy a thing like the circle by force. You make it doubt itself. You isolate the voices. You rename inheritance as illness. You call memory delusion. You teach people to fear what rises naturally inside them. You make them apologize for knowing. The order perfected silence. Not the silence of peace, the silence of compliance. They built systems that rewarded forgetting. They created languages that flattened meaning. They trained generations to believe that survival was the same as safety. I stood before them and told them what would happen. I told them that memory does not die when you burn the page, that truth does not vanish when you rename it, that what is carried in blood will find another way to speak. They called me hysterical. They always do when a woman refuses to lie gently. So I swallowed what they tried to erase, not because I was brave, because I understood something they did not. If truth could not live in the world, it would live in bodies. If stories could not be written, they would be hummed. If names could not be spoken, they would be felt. The circle went underground, not in tunnels, but in people. The order mistook patience for defeat. They built machines to measure silence. They built systems to smooth grief into something manageable. They believed if they could regulate noise, they could regulate meaning. They never understood that sound is not the source. Memory is. The circle does not seek domination. It does not recruit. It does not announce itself. It waits. It waits in children who ask the wrong questions, in artists who cannot explain where the work comes from, in mourners who carry more grief than their lives can justify. It waits until forgetting becomes too expensive. The order believes history is a resource, something to be mined, edited, and owned. The circle knows history is a current. You do not own a river. You either learn to move with it, or you drown trying to dam it. I watched the order mistake control for wisdom. I watched them believe they could improve humanity by quieting it. They did not understand that silence imposed is not peace, it is decay. That is why I am speaking now. Not to stop them, not to guide you, only to tell the truth so it does not rot inside me. The circle will never win the way wars are won. There win both final victory, no clean ending. There will only be remembering, again and taking, cost each time it is delayed. The order will continue to rise wherever fear is rewarded with authority. The circle will continue to surface wherever local survives long enough to listen. I am not asking you to choose a side. I am telling you what already exists. If you are hearing this and something in you feels older than your name, you are not imagining it. If you have carried stories that did not start with you, you are not broken. If you have felt watched over by something that does not speak in words, you are not alone. That is not belief. That is inheritance. I tried once to stop the order by standing in front of it. Now I understand. You do not stop a thing like that by opposing it. You outlast it. You remember longer than it can endure. That is all the circle has ever done. That is all it will ever do. I did not expect this confession to be found, but if it has, then the world has reached another moment where forgetting has failed. That is not hope, that is consequence, and it has always been enough.